If you're thinking about making your own stickers, there's a few things you need to consider before you start. Should you DIY or should you outsource it? Who is the end user of your stickers? Do you have the time, energy, and patience needed? Hi, my name's Michelle. I teach others how to use the Infinite Painter app on Android to make digital art and seamless patterns and turn them into products. First, let's talk about the three main ways that people use to make their own stickers. The most popular one at the moment is printing your stickers at home with your printer and using a cutting machine like Cricut. The second way is to outsource the printing and cutting of your stickers. And the third way is to print them at home and using pre-cut sticker paper or using a craft knife to cut around your sticker. The easiest to start would be printing the stickers at home using your home printer and then just using pre-cut sticker paper. The setup is very low cost and it's very simple even for non-techie users. However, it's less flexible because the sticker paper is already cut in a generic shape, usually circles, squares, rectangles, but that's pretty much it. If you want the shape to follow your sticker, then you're going to have to do that yourself manually using a craft knife. Or if you're in the UK, there's such a thing called a gyro cutter. You hold it like a pen and then it takes a bit of getting used to make sure that you're cutting the right depth, not too deep and not too shallow that it's not cutting. However, these methods will look homemade. The second option is to print it at home as well, but use a cutting machine so that you can have more control over the cutting of the sticker paper around your drawing, and it will have the same depth all around, so it will look more professionally made. It's better for custom shapes, like, for example, sticker sheets. So you don't cut all the way through the paper, just the sticker layer, but not the backing. However, if you don't have a cutting machine already, then obviously you're going to have to buy one. It's a higher upfront cost to just buying the pre-cut sticker papers. And if you've never handled a cutting machine before, you're going to have to learn how to use the machines. The third option is to outsource your stickers. This is great because it saves you time. You're not the one doing the actual making of the stickers. You will get a more consistent and professional finish. If you're ready to print in bulk, this is a good option. The more stickers you buy, the cheaper the per sticker price will be. However, if you're only testing a small amount, then usually bulk sticker printers don't offer a low minimum. So you're going to have to invest in the minimum run that they'd allow you. There is, however, the print-on-demand option, which can be done via Printful. They offer sticker sheets and single stickers, so you can just test run, and the minimum is just one sheet or one sticker. However, the cost is greater. Next, let's talk about the factors to think about when choosing which one is right for you. First thing, what are the stickers for? Because that's going to determine which road you take straight away. So for example, if you are making stickers just for the packaging, for example, if you're not doing a sticker business, you have a different business, but you want to design your own packaging or your own stickers for your parcels, then you're not really going to want a super premium, heavy-duty kind of sticker. You just want something that does the job. Because when you receive a package, you look at it, oh, that looks great. And then what do you do with the packaging? You throw it away. So when you make the stickers, you don't want to spend heaps and then people are just going to throw that away. That's what those pre-cut sticker papers is good for, because they're already cut to the circles and the rectangles. So they're good for packaging and they're good for parcel stickers. But if they're going to be used, like for example, to put on water bottles, and they want those water bottles to go in the dishwasher, so you're going to need dishwasher safe, waterproof, and sometimes UV weatherproof vinyl. Those things you've got to think about to help you to decide which paper, which method of printing, making the stickers you're going to go for. Next thing is, who is using or buying your stickers? Are you making them to sell them to parents, for example, who's going to give it to their children? They usually would like a whole heap of stickers for cheap because it's, kids love stickers. But if the parents are buying those stickers, like I said, for their water bottles, for example, then they're going to want something that's really durable and they can just chuck it in the dishwasher and it can endure rough use. Or is it like a younger generation sticker collector? Then that's a different set of methods. You're going to be supplying to small businesses for their packaging, for example. And then next to think about is your budget. Do you have the budget to buy the Cricut machine or a cutting machine? Do you have the budget to buy the paper? Do you have the budget to buy a good printer that will print long-lasting prints? Do you have the budget to outsource if you don't want to do it yourself from home? So what is your budget? And this will determine what you can do at the moment. You can always start from the bottom up. Next is the quantity. How many stickers are you going to be pumping out every week or every month? If you're going to be making a whole heap of stickers, then it might be a good idea to outsource it because bulk stickers cost less and in the end you'll make more money out of them. But if you're going to be just making a small run, then you might be better off doing them yourself because then it's not a big hassle and load on yourself. Next is durability. So like I said before, if it's going on a water bottle, going in the dishwasher, then you need a hardcore vinyl that will withstand all of that. But if you just need something for packaging, for putting on envelope, and just going to be thrown away, then they don't have to be durable. Lastly, this is the most important part. How much time, energy, and patience do you actually have? Because you need to be realistic with yourself. Now, I'm going to talk about my own experience. I tried the DIY first. So I bought a whole bunch of papers to test out. And it really is important which brand of paper you choose. It matters on the finish. And also, I have a photo printer at home, which is a pigment printer. It's the Canon Pixma IX6860. And it's a really beautifully printing printer. But I've noticed if I use different papers, some papers, they will fade really quickly. Other papers, they're very dull and they don't look great. At the moment, what I'm really loving is the Hartwee brand. I just buy them off eBay and they're not that expensive as well. And then I bought myself a gyro cutter because I wasn't ready to commit to buying a Cricut machine or a cutting machine. Be careful of imitation. There are a lot of imitation ones. They're absolute rubbish. Don't waste money on them. Buy the actual real one from the website. I'll link that in the description as well. Yeah, so you hold it like a pen and then you just follow around the shape of your sticker. And it works. It does work. However, you need to have a steady hand because you need to be consistent in how deep you're cutting. Because not enough pressure and it won't cut through the sticker paper. But too much pressure and it will cut through the backing paper as well, all the way through. So if you're making die cut style of stickers, that's fine because you can just cut as deep as you want and it will cut all the way through. That's perfect. But if you want sticker sheets that are kiss cut, meaning only the sticker layer is cut but not the backing paper, then you're going to have a very hard time trying to keep it consistent. Then there's also the matter of the printer settings, because sticker paper is weird. It's in between an actual photo paper and another specialty kind of paper. So my Canon Pixma is a photo printer, obviously. So it's meant to print beautifully on photo paper, whether that's matte or glossy. But sticker paper is not glossy, but also not matte. So it's like a semi-glossy kind of thing. So you have to play around with the settings of your printer to get it to print just right. So that's something to think about. The time that it takes and the patience that it takes to tinker around with the settings of your printer. Then there's also the matter of ink. Which ink do you buy? Would the genuine one be the only one that you can use, or can you use the compatible inks one? Would a laser printer do? Would a eco tank do, Then you have to maintain the printer. There's a lot of things that you have to consider. There's a lot more work. It's cheaper, yes, but you're paying for it with your own labor. So if you're young, you've got nothing else to do, might be a great idea. If you're bored, you've got a lot of time in your hands, a lot of patience, then go for it. Keep practicing until you're so good at it. However, this is my own circumstances. I am a mom and a wife. I have 5 children, 10 and under. I'm homeschooling as well. And so I have very limited time in my hands. So I don't really have time to fiddle around with the printer settings each and every time I print, then cut them and then package them and then ship them. That's a lot of time that I have to devote to it to be able to make it work. And not only do I not have time, I don't have energy as well. So for me, in my situation, I went with outsourcing the printing of stickers. And there's 2 options, like I mentioned before. There's Printful, which is print on demand, and they have no minimums. I use that to just get a small batch. And if I am happy with how they turn out, and then I increase the quantity of what I order. The other method is Bright Star Prints. So this is what's available for me here in Australia. I love Bright Star Prints for making durable, weatherproof, waterproof, dishwasher-proof stickers. They are amazing for that. So I'll put a link in the description below for Printful's sticker sheets and for Bright Star Prints. I would like to note, though, that I have recently bought myself a Cricut Joy Extra, which was on sale. I couldn't resist it because it's like half price. So I'm going to have a stab at teaching myself how to use the Cricut design space for not just stickers, but other things. And then I'll update you when I've played around with it for a bit. So really, there isn't one best method for everybody. It really comes down to your season of life, your budget, and what kind of stickers you want to make. I hope this video has helped you to choose the best option that makes the most sense for your situation. So think about all those things, list them down, and then that will help you to decide. And you don't have to choose just one method. You can start with the lowest friction one and then move up higher, upgrade, level up. Anyway, that's it for me. If this video was helpful to you, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments if you'd like me to talk more about Printful's print on demand, the sticker side of things, or if you want me to talk more about Bright Star prints for stickers. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.